are already starting with a bit of delay. I'm Moana Gherghinescu. I'm the still new Executive Director of the EU Agency for Railways, and I have the pleasure and the privilege to start the moderation for this thematic session, Next Stop, Gender Equity in Railways. Let's admit it's a disguise for all of us to meet with the winners of the Rail Award prizes of this year. We will have the occasion over the dinner to, of course, have the celebration around that, but all of us here in the room and the ones connected online have the possibility to actually listen to the very interesting presentations of the winners, of the awardees, and to actually have some questions and answers sessions. We have a quite complicated choreography for this afternoon, and I will try to navigate through that choreography as seamlessly as possible. And the first part is of course the formal introduction. I will try not to be very formal and to actually say that I'm very happy to have this session connected to an important conference of the agency, which is the Railway Safety Days, European Railway Safety Days, and we had a very interesting first day as a start for the conference. It's not by coincidence and definitely not by mistake that we are discussing about gender equity and women in rail as part of a conference which is meant to look at organizational culture in railways and how the human element in the organizational culture of an entity can actually boost performance, reliability, and trust. It's clear, needless to mention, gender is a key part of that performance trajectory. So we have the right place for this session in our conference, and I'm very happy to speak about that in a mode which, let's be honest, is not a mode or a sector in which women representation is high. So we are definitely statistically looking at it at the opposite end of the scale, but what is important to recognize is that collectively we are making efforts to improve that trend. Without further ado, this thematic session and the awards will not exist if there were no efforts on a number of organizations' side, and I think it's fair to mention them and to recognize their involvement. I start, of course, with the European Commission, DG Move in particular, ERA, ourselves, of course, Europe's Rail Joint Undertaking, UNIFE, the European Rail Supply Industry, CER, the Community of European Railway and Infrastructure Managers, EIM, the Association of European Infrastructure Managers, and the Federation of Train Drivers Unions, ALE. Without all of you, this would not be possible, and that's also an obligation to continue. Sorry to be so direct, but this is a collective commitment that we want to make this a habit and a continuous process. With this, I would like to ask for technical support to listen to the video recording from the Director General in DG Move, Magda Kopczynska, who couldn't be here today, but who gladly wants to be next to us through the video recording. Thank you to the colleagues for the technical support on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, and I do hope there are some gentlemen in the room today, recognizing the achievements of women should be just as interesting for men in the sector as it is for their female colleagues. By 2025, I would have hoped that women had found their places in the rail sector and its supply industry and were using their energy and talent to modernize rail. Sadly, this is still not the case, or at least it is not often enough the case, which simply means that we need to do more to promote our place in the rail sector. Despite women representing over 50% of rail passengers in the EU, we only represent 23% of the rail workforce, up from 21% in 2018. Among new hires, the proportion of women is 25%. This is far from the level needed to trigger change. I took these figures from the rail sector's own report published by CR. The same report tells us that over 90% of companies have adopted the Women in Rail agreement. However, the results suggest to me that implementation of that agreement has been less successful. The agreements are a strong tool, but strong leadership is needed to turn words into reality. I am being tough on you because I care about this topic. And I don't think I'm the only one. The applicants for today's award, and the winners in particular, are doing excellent work to increase diversity in the rail sector, and they should inspire the entire sector to do more and to do it efficiently. Getting more women into rail is a win-win for everyone involved. More diversity in what rail offers its users will help meet the needs of its diverse clients. Wouldn't it be much easier to ensure that rail can offer female passengers what they need if women were involved in design and manufacturing as well as in operational decisions? From where I'm standing, it looks like improving diversity will help rail expand its offer, and that a broader offer will lead to a greater market share. It will also be an investment for the future, when much of today's workforce reaches retirement age, threatening a considerable expertise gap. The good news is that time is on our side. New fields are emerging from innovative digital solutions and new business models based on collaborative working to new services, remote jobs, and cyber and data risks. They challenge the sector, but also present opportunities in the form of new career paths, perhaps more appealing to a diverse workforce. I would like to use the Women in Rail Award as a building block to promote modernization and gender equality in the rail sector. Change is difficult, but change is needed. For society, for fairness, for a transport network that works for all users, and for the entire European economy. We wanted to identify and give visibility to the many amazing initiatives that encourage women and girls to consider a career in rail. So we joined forces with Europe's rail agency, ERA, with the EU Rail Joint Undertaking, with rail industry representatives EIM, CR and UNIFER, and with professional organization ALE. Together, we are putting a spotlight on winning combinations of inspiring role models and outstanding research and innovation for women and by women, propelling rail forward. Recognizing the importance of building now for the future, this year, for the first time, we added a new category, the next generation in rail. And I am so pleased to see from the applications that leadership can be delivered in numerous ways. Congratulations, ladies, on your work and determination to take EU railways forward, and for taking down some of the many hurdles holding back other women in rail. Please enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much to Magda, and thanks to you, Joachim, for being in the room together with us today. I'm going directly to the next session of our discussion today, and I would like to be a bit provocative. I like numbers, so I'm using a couple of those to express my provocative message. If we look at studies which are being prepared around the world, there are some that try to quantify the number of years which we would need to wait for until we cover the gender gap that currently exists if we were to move with the same pace of change that we have now. There is one by the United Nations, which is the pessimistic one, and the number there is 280 years or more than that. But I can also look at the more optimistic one, which is the World Economic Forum one, and guess what was the number there? It's 123 years. So however we turn it, numbers are not encouraging. What I do believe, I'm convinced of, is that in this room, the level of change and ambition that we are putting forward is much higher than the calculations behind those numbers. And with that, I would like to invite to the scene the colleagues who have been the winners of the categories, as introduced also by Magda in her speech. I will do them the introduction one by one, just to explain a bit the choreography I was mentioning. The order of the categories is arbitrary, so I will use a certain order. The kind invitation is to join me on the scene and to take the floor for delivering the very interesting presentation of your projects, which is for us the occasion to be inspired by the experience, talent, motivation, and ambition behind the prize that you have won. First category, and this is not yet the ceremony. We will still have the ceremony tonight, but it sounds like almost the ceremony before the ceremony. So for the category related to leadership and mentoring, I would like to invite to the scene Federica Santini from Trenitalia. Federica. The floor is yours. And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Juana. So it's first of all, let me say thank you. Thank you to the agency, thank you to the CER, and thank you to all the European bodies that have made this moment possible. We were discussing this some minutes before, and I believe that it's not about, winning an award. It's about having people here in a room, maybe people watching the streaming, willing to take action on this. And you were mentioning numbers. I would like to share you a statistic that comes from Italy, but I think that it might be, very useful everywhere. In Italy, we have more CEOs named Alessandro than female CEOs. So, and it's true. But let's go back to the reason why I'm here tonight and this afternoon. And first of all, I'm here representing two companies. I am here as Chief Strategy and Traveler Experience Officer at Trenitalia, a position I'm back to from April 25, but it's where I started my career in the Gruppo Ferrovie dello Stato in 2016. But I'm also here as chairwoman of Trenord. Trenord is the regional leader company, leader in the regional transportation in the northern part of Italy. And I may say that both of my companies and both of the and of course the whole Gruppo Ferrovie dello Stato are doing so much in terms of trying to improve gender equality. Of course, we are far from that, and as you may see, I've been serving different roles in different companies, and I am also so lucky to have been given from the Confindustria, which is the Union of European Enterprises, as vice president, a full, commitment to diversity and inclusion for the transportation companies in the industry. But there is still so much to do, and there is something I would like to talk to you about. About 1 year ago, together with some other major companies in Italy, we have created Pari. You might have heard about it. It's still very Italian focused though. Pari is the first association of public and private companies in Europe, just companies, so not people, only aiming at fighting gender-based violence. Everything, started as something, between 2 or 3 companies. Companies active in very, very different sectors: banking, insurance, energy. And now I'll tell you a bit more in the next slides. This wave is growing up so much. Daily on the press in Italy, we see cases of rising violence against women. We also see that the average age of the persecutors is lowering a lot. And as you may see, we have seen that the statistics are, very, very tough regarding what is going on, not just, in the society, but also within the companies, and what are the issues related to violence and gender violence in the companies. So we decided to create PARI. PARI is now almost 1 year old. We have now 39 member companies. I may say that almost all the major Italian enterprises are now part of the association, but it's not just an association, for big enterprises. We are trying to work also on our supply chain. So we also have middle and small industry part of the association. 39% of the leadership of the association is female driven, and this is not the case because we really wanted to, to have top managers, male top managers involved in the association. And currently we cover almost 250,000 employees, but we are about to double the number of the member companies, meaning that we aim at hitting 1 million employees in the next 12 months. What does the association is doing? It's doing mainly training. We have created a permanent observatory in order to get data and information of these phenomena, because what is very surprising, and we even talk, to the Italian policy and Italian institutions, there are no data, there are no formal and concrete data on these. We are supporting our company members to build new company policies that are really focused on defining actions and to give concrete support to our people in case of gender violence. And of course, we do events and publication, big events. We go to schools, because the idea is that it's something we need to talk about more. And we really feel that we have the social responsibility as enterprises to be concretely active on this issue. We do hope and believe that this will bring a very long-term impact, not just in improving the workplace culture, but generally in increasing the culture against violence. But we do also see real benefits on the employee engagement and retention. Of course, this is supporting our compliance and risk management goals. And in the end, we do believe that this is concrete sustainability. I can bring you the example of Trenord. Since joining PARI 1 year ago, we have done almost 13 dedicated training events to all our population, only dedicated to issues related to women empowerment, fighting women's violence. We do have it's live now from a very few days. We do have this mediator. It's a third party, completely independent from the company, providing concrete support to all people that decide to report case of violence they are having in the company or also in their private life. And of course, we are reviewing our code of ethics according to this new strong commitment that the company has against women violence. And that's it. So again, thank you for your attention. And thank you. Just one quick question, quick closing. I really hope that this might be a good example and a good inspiration, because there are no other associations like PARI in Europe. But I mean, we might be the first, but I hope we will not be the last. Thank you.
No, you are not. Choreography says, Federica, that apart apart from me thanking you for the excellent presentation, I would like to invite you to remain here together with me.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We are moving to the next category, which is research and innovation. And I'm kindly inviting to join me on the scene ICOS Lab, represented by Jeanne-Marie Dalbavie. Please, Jeanne-Marie.
Thank you. Thank you for the initiative. I also think it's like very, very important. And we still have a lot to do. I mean, we've heard already some figures. So I was awarded for some projects in R&D projects that I will present you. Okay, so I started my career in 2014. I was already very attracted to the railway sector because I did all my internships when I was in Polytechnic and Les in the railway sector. So I started with the first job as a consultant for industrial competitiveness to check other sectors. So I worked for aerospace, luxury, and also electric buses, and also the railway. And I came back to the railway because I think it's the most interesting and complex, and with a lot of also interesting like interactions with territories, social, and I think it's very interesting to have reflection and think in this environment. So I joined ICOS within the ICOS Lab as innovation management engineers, where I developed some systems engineering models, and our R&D program in the energy transition that I will present to you. And since 2 years now, I'm developing the activities in Spain, so also starting an international journey. Okay, so I put in place a program based on 2 different axes, and now since like 5 years, 6 projects. I'm collaborating with SNCF Innovation and Research since 2020, and since last year within the Railway Innovation Hub in Spain with ADIF, Renfe, and other companies in Spain. I'm leading 3 PhDs with Centrale Supélec and UTC, Université Technologique de Compiègne, and published several articles, especially in the transport research arena. The 3rd one will be in 2026, maybe I'll see you. And also IEEE, YECON, and more. Okay, so the first axe is about the railway rolling stock decarbonization. So you know how to replace diesel or electric diesel locomotives. And the second one is about the energy mix. Everything that is about integrating renewables, decarbonizing the grids, so a smart grid. It can be in energy, but also in the railway sector with the railway smart grid. So the question is how to make the right choice for replacing diesel and electro-diesel trains with a stream of studies. So that's what I'm doing, especially with SNCF and the Railway Innovation Hub. And on the railway smart green topic, I'm focusing on power electronics, so how to integrate everything. Okay, so I put here the transport research arena articles, but because it's about trains especially. the impact of battery train on French railway network. And also we are investigating a concept of a passenger hydrogen train with onboard electrolysis, with an objective to avoid the hydrogen infrastructure that are complex and costly. So it would function in a black box a bit like a battery train, but with better autonomy. And so in 2026, as the TRA will give the results of the studies. Concerning the power electronics side, we are developing with Inicos, with our first patent, a multi-input-output modular converter, and that is universal to integrate all sources and charge and storage together to optimize really the system. And that, we believe, could be the key hub to switch to the Internet of Energy. Okay, impacts. So I will talk more impacts for my company and the sector. So yeah, we deliver new offers for decision making in rolling stock decarbonization. We created a power electronics high value offer and team that grew up to 15-20 people. We have potential IP, and I train many young engineers, including 1/3 of women. Voilà. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And please don't leave. Accompany us on the scene here. Thank you very much for the very interesting presentation. Thank you. We are moving to the third category, which is related to women empowerment. And I would like to invite to the scene Diana Binnen-Porte. Please, Diana, join us. And a big round of applause.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you all for being here. Here, yeah. Before I introduce myself, I will first tell you a little bit about my company, which is ProRail. And ProRail is the infrastructure manager in the Netherlands, and we maintain and we manage and we control the railway traffic. And today I'm here, but I'm not alone. And first I would like to introduce my colleague, and she's in the public over there. Her name is Rachelle van Dalen, and she is our diversity and inclusion officer in our company. And 8 years ago she started, and she has the remarkable ability to inspire and motivate others. And yes, she inspired me as well. So here I am, leaving a train. I'll tell you, sorry, I have my glasses, I need my glasses, sorry. My name is Diana Binnen-Porte, and I work at the ProRail company for almost 15 years now. I had several leadership roles, and currently I am leading the ICT office in the CIO department. And my background is technical. I started with a PhD in speech technology, moving towards all kinds of roles in IT and leadership. And throughout my career in several companies I worked, I was always the minority, and I still am, especially in management roles in IT. And I feel that equity and inclusion isn't yet at the level, and I was shocked by your numbers, yeah. So again, in my current role, I run and sponsor several projects I'm going to tell you about to empower the women in our company in IT and rail. From my role, from the digitalization point of view, everybody knows that the digitalization is key in solving future railway challenges. So we need all kinds of perspectives, all kinds of talents to tackle those challenges. And it's important to attract, and even more important, to keep all those talents inside our company. And so I want to discuss first 3 programs that all that focus all on female talent of the future. So we want to show girls in high schools, we want to show female tech students that a career in tech and railways is indeed inspiring, quite innovative, it really is, and it is inclusive. At least that's what we want to achieve. And we do that by organizing Girls' Day, and we sponsor the EGOI, European Olympics on Informatics, and we give guest lectures at all kinds of schools given by female role models from IT, from the Pro department, from tech, etc. And the next step, of course, is that this future generation of female talent apply for a job. In order to attract them to our company, we adapted the language in our vacancy text and to attract more women. The tone of voice is different. We know that women read vacancies in a different way than men do, so there's an important change. And then the next step, of course, they come and work at ProRail, which is good. And in the IT department, we decided that we hire groups of first job IT colleagues, and give them a year-round onboarding program in which they can develop themselves, but more important, they start being a network, and in this network, there's a 50-50 division between men and women, showing them this is the future workforce. Being equal is as normal as it can get, especially in your first job. And that's a quite nice way of them to start their career. And then, for the women who are already working within our company, now I have a very strange picture. This is a picture from 1953. We have another program, and that program is called Women on the Move. And that is especially for women already working and who have already chosen for a career in rail. And it's a mentoring program in which we connect the talented female colleagues with women in top positions within our company. And next to facilitating this connection, we also combine it with a personal development program for these female talents. And in this way, they discover their potential, they discover the possibilities for another step in their careers, and they are often helped by their mentors. So change is going on, and there are still colleagues in our company wearing suits, but fortunately the colors have changed. Much more colorful today. This is fun. So as for impact, during the last 5 years that I worked as one of the leaders in the IT department, we saw that the proportion of women has increased, as well as the population of youngsters in our population. And above that, we also see that the younger female employees choose for a more permanent career in railways and in IT in particular, which is a good thing. And the Women on the Move program, we see that there's an increased visibility of the young female talent in our company and an increase of job mobility, which is good because there is career progression. And this is how it should be. Pairing women from different career phases, we unify their women voices, breaking stereotypes with both males and females still have about women in tech, and we create a much safer workspace setting for everybody to involve the talent. So to conclude, we also do have a call for action. We see that inclusive leadership is no longer a nice to have, but it's a must have, especially in the railways. It should be a core competence, actually, for all leaders in the sector, not only female, but also the male. It's not a task of one company, it's not a task of one country. We should combine and share this responsibility. And therefore, there are 2 questions here, and I'm sure we have lots of networking opportunities. How can we share, and thank you for your inspiring talks already, how can we share our programs together, and how can we go on creating and keeping a safe, inclusive and equitable workspace for everybody? And let's combine our experiences. So finally, I would like to thank you all. I would like to thank ProRail for supporting women empowerment, and I would like to thank the organization of bringing us together and that we can learn from each other and progress. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Diana. And if you don't mind joining the group on the stage, please. We are moving ahead. And thanks a lot for the very inspiring presentations already. I hardly retain from asking questions, but we said we ask the questions at the end. So there I go. I will move ahead. The next category is about next generation in rail. And you have heard Magda saying this is a new one that we have introduced, and we are very proud of it. Still to quote Magda, she was asking, are there males in the room? And yes, not only are there males in the room, and thank you for joining the session, but I'm also very happy to introduce a male winner in our awards, and that's Irish Rail with Kieran Masterson. Sorry, Kieran, if I mispronounced your first name. Thank you.
So that's okay. Thank you very much, everybody. It's just fantastic to see everybody and then the winners and the type of very different issues that we're working with and working together to progress. Just to say to everybody, my name is Kieran Masterson. I'm the Director of Human Resources for Irish Rail, and I'm delighted to receive this award and recognise what we have done in relation to our I Wish partnership. But I do want to say a complete thank you to the project sponsor who is here today, is Ida Leonard. So Ida Leonard is just going to stand up for us all, and she's going to take a round of applause because Ida did all the hard work and led from the front in relation to a real delivery and a real very interesting partnership that we were very proud of and what we were delighted to do. Just a little bit about myself. 41 years in the railway and 41 years serving the company. It's a long time. Very, very varied career, working in electrical maintenance, moving on into different facets and different areas of our organisation, where I am today for the last 15 years, running what we refer to as the HR field. I'm very proud to do so. The first slide talks a little bit about our organisation and who we are. And it's very important that we tell the world what Irish Rail are up to. So we're the national rail operator in Ireland. We're responsible for the running of all services and maintenance across the rolling stock and infrastructure. And we also run Rosslare Europort. We have over 5,100 employees, and they're growing even through the slides. And we have a network of around 2,500 kilometres, and we carry 50 million passengers per year with an intentional plan post our capital investment to reach 75 million in the very near future. However, like all industries, especially the rail industry, we have a historically male-dominated environment, and it's up to us to implement that change. It's important to understand that Ireland is changing, and it's changing in a very positive way. We nearly have full employment in Ireland. So the challenge for us is to improve the brand and the offering to people to grow our numbers. And we see our relationship with the I Wish partnership as a real key delivery for that. So who are we and what are our commitments? As I said, our goal is to double the number of women in Irish Rail by 2030, to develop recruitment partnerships on the ground that will facilitate that development, to focus on interview panels that are gender balanced to ensure we reach out in the right way, to develop the partnership that I'm going to speak about in relation to the I Wish collaboration, have our schools outreach program, developing women in the leadership roles that they presently operate within the railway, improve and develop what we're doing in the gender equality policy, and look to inspire women and make them leaders in our Shine Women's Network, where we're supporting women in their development. So, why does the I Wish initiative matter? Because we had to listen. we had to stand back and reflect and take on board what young female students in Ireland are saying. And what are they saying? 53% of female students lack confidence in their ability to pursue a career in STEM. 60% of female students see a lack of information about STEM careers as a barrier to pursuing a career. 89% of female students wanted to learn more about what we do in STEM, and 60% said poor gender equality in STEM careers is a barrier to pursuing a career. So we had the individuals speaking to us, telling us what we needed to do to improve our environment to make sure we could recruit and grow our women network. So what did we do? I-Wish Partnership is a national scheme, and our piece as the railway was to ensure that no girl was left behind. So it's a multi-award winning program dedicated to promoting the power of STEM to female students in Ireland. And it's about educating females in the life of a high energy, fun space environment where people can actually see what's going on. Our partnership was to ensure that no girl left behind. So what we did was we provided free travel for students who otherwise may not be able to attend, to travel from everywhere from throughout the country. And we're delighted to say we had a collaborative approach with our colleagues in Northern Ireland, TransLink, and they embarked on the journey this year, and they are supporting the event. So the message is getting out there, and we are growing. So what's the next generation? What are they looking for? So our partnership with I-Wish demonstrates our understanding of our role and responsibility to future generations. We're here to provide new role models, offering students an inclusive, welcoming and supportive environment. But we're showcasing the exciting array of STEM career opportunities and career paths. We want growth, we want partnership to increase, and again, I mentioned we need to grow that across the 36 counties of Ireland. But in the picture, it's important to note, that is our government buildings, the first picture on the right. It's very important to understand that, how we as a company are supporting the national agenda to ensure that we facilitate as many young female students to understand and benefit from the STEM industry. We talked about the relationship with TransLink. It was key for us to ensure that we could have a fully integrated approach from our 32 counties, from the whole of Ireland, which is a hugely positive initiative, again supported by government. And finally, we have our leading light, Regina Cleary, a mechanical engineer who goes out and advocates and is a true reflection of us as an organisation, how we've been fortunate enough to develop women in the environment. And she is a leader that advocates for what we try to do, but also is a message to everybody. It can be done. And then finally, just before I say thank you, and I need to say thank you to a lot of people, I really want to thank you everybody here from the European Rail Agency for the support, etc., etc. To my colleagues in the CER who've been hugely supportive on our journey in relation to supporting us and advising us, giving us direction, developing our partnerships, etc., etc. And I do want to make a small reach out to our trade union colleagues who've been wholly supportive in relation to ensuring we as an organisation create an environment where young female students can come and plan a career. So it's very important that I mention those people. But finally, I think it's important that a picture tells 1,000 stories. So I have a 2-minute clip that really encapsulates exactly what the partnership was for us and what the program means for everybody who took part in it. Thank you.
It's great to see the enthusiasm and energy that we have here this morning. And it's fantastic to be in a position that we can support young women as they start their careers.
This is the very first time we've been able to bring some students from the north to join in the event today in the RDS. So thank you to our colleagues in Ergo Down for introducing us to this fabulous charity and for the opportunity to come along today. It's a wonderful opportunity for all of these young women to look at STEM subjects and see what's going to be in their future or which direction they would like to go in.
We got the train. It was really good, so it was really nice.
I'm looking forward to all the traveling we're doing because like obviously we got a train up here and then we're on the tram. Now I've never been on a tram before, so
Yeah.
and just like going to see the women talking and stuff and just
It'll be
hearing.
inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're interested in like learning more about it to go into different fields of that and stuff. So yeah.
Great to be here at I Wish today. A really important event for young girls and STEM subjects. It's important for the future of our organisation and all organisations that we encourage young females to get involved and to follow the STEM subjects.
They heard from a lot of us today and about how important it is, and it's something that everyone really, if they want to do it, should do it. So today there was a lot of examples of different professions in STEM, and if you can see it, you can be it.
We're very proud of our partnership with iWish, and we would certainly like to highlight the work of our colleague Ida Leonard. Ida works very closely with Sharon Lombard from iWish, and together they're a wonderful partnership.
Like that, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody, because I am very, very aware that without everybody's support in the whole company, this wasn't just a talent development initiative, this is everybody in this company has helped with this today. So thank you so much for your help. So like I said, this is ensuring that no girl gets left behind.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We stay on the same category, next generation in rail, and a prize under this category is granted to the Spanish Railway Foundation, represented today by Ángeles Tauler Alcaraz. You will pardon me. I did my attempt to pronounce it correctly. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you very much, organization. Thank you very much, at the jury. We are very proud for this hour. And well, for my career is easy. I have worked at the Spanish Railway Foundation 35 years ago. And well, I need to present Spanish Railway Foundation. Well, the Spanish Railway Foundation is a public foundation. We was born 40 years ago, just this year. And the most important is the patronage, the board of trustees. Inside the Spanish Railway Foundation is the auto operator and administrator from Spain, Renfe, Adif, but also we have the different operator regional, and also they have different underground and another company. The activity from the Spanish Railway Foundation, we have more or less two pillars. One pillar, we work very hard with two museums for the heritage. And we have another pillar, and pillar more technical. We develop different topics about, for example, training, research, and for example, we have the Via Libre magazine is very important in the railway sector. My area, we develop this project you present, is the research area, and we have research in-house, but also we work for the railway, Spanish railway sector with the one tool from the Minister from Research is the similar RAC, Plataforma Tecnológica Ferroviaria Española, is similar RAC. But I put the focus in the sociological group. We start this activity because we think it's very important to push the vision about the social dimension in transport, okay? And when a little team, we work very hard in prevention, awareness, and education in road safety, in gender equality, in talent on the railway. We promote a STEAM career. Also, we work about aging and railway transport. In social change and social challenges, it's very important. Social inclusion. And of course, we develop different activity, the dissemination of railway scientific and technological innovation. Well, girls on the science and technological trend is just in this line, in the dimension social of the transport. And well, the project is possible with the expertise about the Spanish Railway Foundation, but also with the support, the financial support with the Minister, Research, Innovation, and University. The aim of the project is to attract talent girls and women to the railway sector and to promote gender equality and empowerment through education in areas related to the railway transport. The most important objective, of course, is increase scientific and technological vocation among girls, raise awareness among boys and girls, the importance of the role of women on the world of railway science and technology. Also, it's important to inform about the challenges women have faced in this field of work. And or finally, explain the impact that scientific and technological profession in the railway sector have on societal advancement. The most important is to show the video. I try, please, we are very proud with the different tool. We develop different material, all is open. For example, we have 4 video, Spanish, English, 6 infography, 2 brochure, 4 presentation, 1 survey for a startup work. We analyze what happened, what is the perception to society. 1 podcast, 4 audio recording, reports, 1 logo, and of course, 1 website. This work is possible not only for the financial topic about the Minister of Research, it's possible with the expertise from the Spanish Railway Foundation, but is more important with the collaboration, the different company of the Spanish railway sector. 24 company say it's okay, we push, we support, and well, with different action we develop. For example, workshop with training students, with collaboration with Renfe, another workshop for school students with Adif, Alstom, Hitachi, another workshop, for example, with IRIO, INECO, with elementary school. We have the vision, it's important, this topic, work not only into high school or in university, no. We need this topic work into family, into elementary school. We need, and for us, we have also one very good situation because the Spanish Railway Foundation have 2 museums with the education department. It's the place perfect to develop different pilots. But for finish, the tool, the most important, I think, is the video. The video, we have the company from 20 leading women from the Spanish railway sector, highly skilled experts, many of whom are executive in their company, from the minister, from the different company, public, private. Well, and in this video, they talk about, of course, the professional experience, but also the educational experience and also the personal experience. And we discussed with her working in the railway sector is important. We need to esteem, it's important to esteem career for to work in railway. Well, we discuss, and the video is with all this content. Finally, I show what is the innovate element that provides added value. It promotes scientific and technological vocation in both boys and girls. A set of new and friendly accessible tools open, we think is important. Also, we work very hard with the teacher. The teacher is key person for to push this topic. It sparks scientific curiosity because when we work with a different group, they don't know what is the innovation in railway. They don't know they have another place. We need to explain what is the innovation in railway, to advance, and well, to work this curiosity. Also, the project is intended for non-specialist audience, primary students, teachers, but also the general public. We were intermusing with the general public. And I think it helps giving social resonance to science and innovation being developed in Spain within the railway sector. But the aspect about work with the people with disability also, we work very hard in the project. And of course, we think it's necessary all the material to develop in English. This is my slide. This is the impacts. But they have many important impacts. It's necessary when we have a project in a call for one minister, but we have another impact, qualitative impact. For example, we continue work, and we continue in this moment to working in the network, and to push the situation in the woman with another woman, help another woman. We think the network is important, and which is pushed a level international this network. And well, finally, this is the project. Please show the different tools and the different elements. And thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.
We have another winner for the category of Next Generation in Rail. I will announce the winner, but the two representatives are subject to some delays related not to rail. Still, we are sorry that we don't have them with us. So for the Next Generation in Rail, we have a prize going to Deutsche Bahn. And the colleagues that I hope we will be able to meet over the awards during the dinner are Kirsten Wagner and Franziska Mank. Congratulations to them, even if they cannot hear us. And like in every good team spirit, we have a colleague who on the spot offered to make the presentation on behalf of the team. So Matthias Rohrmann, I kindly invite you to the stage, and thanks for the collegiate spirit. Thank you.
So thanks a lot. And yes, as I'm being called by my female colleagues ally for Women in Rail, I'm standing here as ally for these two really great colleagues that have done a great job. And I hope Franziska is on the way. Maybe in a couple of minutes she will be here. Then I will give her the place, of course, here on the podium. But it's an honor for me, of course, to present this, and only one word in advance as well, as I am the current president for the rail sector. I have negotiated for more than 3 years the Women in Rail agreement, and so I'm strong related to the issue and to the topic. And in that function, I would also like to say congratulations to all the colleagues here, over there, and also in the room for these really important and great projects and activities. My respect to your work. We need more of that. And it's an honor to stay here and to see you with the work, with its work, and also honor to ERA. Many thanks for these initiatives, and especially, of course, for CR that has supported this Women in Rail agreement and all these things a lot. So I start hoping that Franziska will come through this door any second. But I can show you, yes, celebrating female strategies for recruitment. And here you can see these two wonderful colleagues of DB, Kerstin Wagner. And to give you an impression, I think the division of Kerstin has recruited in the last 5 years more than 100,000 new staff members for Deutsche Bahn. It's an incredible number, a great job they have done. And what they have done is also, they have developed a special female recruitment, and they have presented these results in the last social partner project that we have had, also to publish the first Women in Rail report in Europe. So you will see Kerstin and Franziska, I think, at the dinner tonight, so they will get the prize there. And if you have questions in detail, please ask them then tonight. So what you can see here is what we have as Deutsche Bahn reached as a very good goal. It's 30% of women in the management. It was reached in 2024. And the board has now set a new goal, and that is 40% women in the management by 2035. It's an ambitious goal, but I remember well that a few years ago when we have set 30%, many people said you will not reach that, and it was possible to reach that. And now, so I think with these different measurements, they are able to reach 40% in 2035. What you can see is what we are doing to attract the next generation of women in rail are different measurements. Parts of this is especially for female students, to contact them in a very early stage. You see here these 300 DB ambassadors that are directly from universities in 18 business areas. And we have, as Deutsche Bahn, more than 100 university corporations in Germany, but also we concentrate on female pupils. You see here the girls program, and even that there's a girls' day mentioned. I know that at Deutsche Bahn we have a girls' month. That means with measurements a whole month and the Girls' Day is only one day in that month. And school operations, more than 700 school cooperations in all over Germany. And you see here on that Girls' Day with 700 female participants in 2025. That's a very important thing for me as well. That is what we have called diversity of minds. Gender is only one aspect. And I think in these challenging times, especially with these developments that we have in the US, but also in Europe, I think it's so important for us to show that we stand to diversity. For me, diversity is a strength of our sector. We have a diverse staff members, we have a diverse customers, and so we fight for this. And you can see here the goals for gender and the results for gender are only one part of that, what we call diversity of minds. So, as I have said, I'm not able to present it that well as the two colleagues could do that, but I think yes, they have won the prize, and it's an honor for me to present you some details of this program. Please ask them later. I hope they are here at the dinner, and many thanks for listening.
May I invite you to remain on stage as a replacement?
As ally, as long as Franziska is not here, okay?
Okay.
Then I go to Kieran, if that is okay.
You can take this seat if you...
As you like.
I will just ask a question, and then I will move a bit on the side and open the floor for additional questions. But just to kick the ball running with the question which is general for all of you, and maybe if I can recap in one sentence what I got as key messages, of course, very distilled from your very interesting presentation. So starting from you, Matthias, we heard at Deutsche Bahn the ambition to get leadership positions occupied by females, and then all the work behind the recruitment procedures and getting in contact already with the young generations from the school level to ensure that path. Kieran, you have shown to us, you attacked a challenge and the problem, which is the low participation of girls to the STEM programs. That's, of course, an important obstacle, and we need to work on that, and Irish Rail has been successfully working on that. Federica, from you, we have seen a program which is cross-cutting, looking at mentoring, accompanying schemes, providing coaching and assistance for situations which are very critical, related, for example, to harassment. From you, Jean-Marie, we have heard very promising research to a topic which is very dear to the industry and to the sector, which is about further decarbonizing rail. So that's a very interesting ambition for the years to come. And you have provided us very nice examples with, if I remember well, more than a third participation from women researchers on teams. So that's excellent progress. From you, Diana, we have heard about a focused ambition on IT-related skills and expertise, of course, next to the ambition at organization pro-rail level for attracting more and more women in leadership positions we have seen as well. And Angeles, from your presentation, we have seen very dynamic initiatives, again, on onboarding girls on what you call the technological train. So that's more than a metaphor, and it's important to see, actually, from all of you, numbers. So that's already very good to see not only the ambition, but also measurement. And that's a very important sign that things are moving on. And now the question. In this journey, from an idea to the numbers that you have put on the slides and which give us hope and confidence, I would like in one sentence from each of you to know what motivated you as individuals and the organizations behind you, and if by any chance you faced challenges on the way to getting to your motivation come true. Angeles, do you mind if we start with you and then we gradually pass the mics to the colleagues? Please.
Well, for girls, is for the project, in my case, in the foundation, is easy because the project, we don't have any barriers for to develop the organization. The foundation put all any problem for to develop the project, and we think the work is to bring the different piece, because in Spain we have, I think 10 years ago, more or less, a very good situation in policies for the women, important. One commitment country, commitment sector, commitment company. Well, and we have one very good climate for to develop this activity. We think it's important. It's not only I like to one company. No, we need an ecosystem for to push. And well, the external context is okay. Next, the Minister of Science, they have different financial call. And next we have a foundation and expertise, and it's okay. We don't have any barrier for to develop this work, but we show they have many barriers for the work to women. It is true.
Well, thank you. Nice question. What motivates me is as two ways. Personally, I've found a lot of challenges during my career, always being the only woman, etc., etc. And that motivates me because work also has to be a fun place, a safe place, a nice place where you want to go to every day, and that you have also girly conversations with your colleagues. That's the personal motivation. The professional motivation is about the challenges of the future. We need all talents. Digitalization is not easy, especially in railways, where it's all about old technology. And if you want to make a change there, you need different perspectives. So we have to hire from different perspectives, not only girls versus boys, but also from different cultural perspectives, etc., different countries as well. And the challenge we are still facing today is the preoccupation in, well, many people's heads about what's typical female, what's typical male, what can be done by young people instead of more experienced people. So we have to keep on, and the nice thing is that the group of people is growing and growing, and especially the young people who are coming into our company, they help us very much, being a more attractive employer for the rest of the workforce that still have to be recruited. Thank you.
So what motivates my company for this project? Of course, ICOS created the ICOS Lab to stay up and to be ahead in terms of to do innovation. So that is clear for a technological company. And what I love within the ICOS Lab is that we are really free, which is good for innovation. So I'm really free to choose and to propose and build the projects. And I went to the energy transition because that's also one of the reasons I joined the railway in the first place during my studies. Is the virtue, one of the virtues, several virtues of the railway, including sustainability. And I think it's very interesting. So it's really a intellectual curiosity and interest that brings me to do this project that I'm just passionate about. So that's my motivation. The challenges of innovation, finding the money, finding the people, the skills, and the market. And yes, so 1/3 of the team I recruited are girls. It's a bit higher than the general STEM rate in France because we hired some Moroccan woman engineer, and you know that in Maghreb, the gender share is much more equal. It's almost 50-50 in engineering, which can appear surprising, but yeah, that's very complex. Voilà.
So thank you for your question. I may say that probably in this case, the personal and professional motivation a bit coincide. I mean, personally, I've been, as Diana was mentioning before, of course, I've been feeling myself, part of the problem. And on the other hand, I've been lucky enough also to benefit from the so many efforts, and let me say even laws that we have at Italian level for, forcing to have gender balance in the boards or in the companies. I know that it's not so common in other EU countries, but we do have the so-called Legge Golfo Mosca. But if I've been lucky enough, to be in those boards, maybe because I'm experienced, sort of because I have skills, but also because I have the so-called, we call them the pink, shares. It doesn't make any sense to be sitting in those boards if once we sit there, we don't take care of all those women that will never be sitting there. It doesn't make any sense to break the glass ceiling if we don't do that for all the other female workers that will never even be dreaming of that. But we do need to sit there to improve their working conditions. Otherwise, it's just ambition, and it's not what we should be aiming at. That's it. How does it feel?
No, how does it feel? I suppose it's important to recognize that in the railway industry, we're always embracing change. And that's what we have to do. And we have to embrace it for the one reason. And that one reason is to make our organizations better. So in Irish Rail, over the last 10 years, we focused on growing competency and skills in females to ensure that they were in a position when they went for positions, they could get them. And why did we do that? Because we wanted our organization to grow and become a better organization. We recognized if we really want to fulfill our own potential as a company, we must A, lead by example, but B, simply get the best people to do their best in their jobs. So what we have done, 40%, our board is the constituency of our board, we have 40% female, and we're very proud of that. In my own environment, where I'm the HR director, every single person who reports directly to me is a female. And that's a huge achievement. So when you think of employee relations, when you think of all those difficult areas bringing on board, we've managed to develop women to take on these roles and to get these roles because they're simply the best. That's it. Nice and simple. We focused, and the reason we do this is because we want the best people to run our railway. And we're very open about that. And I recognize that I will be the last male director of human resources, and I recognize that. Why? Because all the people coming behind me are female, and they are best placed to take on this role. So we recognize that. So we're on a journey, and we realize it's so important to recognize that the journey takes a considerable amount of time, but you must put in the building blocks. You must give the opportunities for women. You must provide training, you must provide encouragement, but you must provide a culture that women believe they can get on in. And that's breaking that glass ceiling. I think that's something that we have done. Now, in any railway, we've lots done, but lots more to do, and that's a challenge for us. But we believe, and I believe, we've got the best building blocks to develop the environment where women will. And I'm delighted to say, this month, our new chief executive is a female. So for the first time in the history of our company, going back to 1864, I'm delighted to say that Mary Considine has taken up the position of the Chief Executive Officer of Irish Rail, and she's designated at the moment. She'll take up her position in the middle of this month, and that's another step forward on our journey to ensure we have the best people with the best skills to do the best job for our company. Thank you.
Before I hand over, I would like to answer your question and to share from my private motivation. 24 years, when my first daughter has been born, I worked one day at home for less money. That was the deal that I've made with my boss 24 years ago. And I've made an experience how bad that was and how challenging that was. So I think that I can take over a little bit a perspective of a mother, of a woman. What does it mean to have children and to have really a balance between job and family? That is for me a very personal driver, motivation. And my two daughters, of course, from my private side, to support women. As in my function, I'm convinced strong women means strong railways. And we need more diversity in the railways. Diversity, as I said, is for me a strength for the sector. And that is why also Deutsche Bahn is supporting that, and you have seen diversity in minds. So the challenge, of course, is the mindset. I think it's the biggest challenge is the mindset. And so now I'm so happy to welcome Franzi here, Franziska, and I would like to ask you to give her an applause because the prize is for her. Franziska, I'm happy that you are here, and I'd like to hand over to you.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry that I'm too late. I tell you that happens when you take not the train. So, and I'm so sorry that I missed all your presentations. I actually came here today to listen to you. I really wanted to hear what you say, and I really hope we have time later to connect and to talk about your presentations and what you've done in your projects. And I would like to tell you, when I came in the room, I felt the passion here. I mean, you are all probably pretty tired after a very long day, but you're all sitting still here, you're talking about gender equality, and that gives me a big push to go on with it. And I really would like to tell you, I mean, we are talking about gender equity in railways. I think we are still far away from that. And that has to be said, and we have to be honest. And there's still a progress we have to do and something we have to go forward. And I also want to tell you that I don't feel very comfortable being here with my jeans. I just came from the airport, so I hope for fun with that.
That's very kind. Thank you very much and welcome, Franziska. We are sorry for the delay, but we are very happy to have you here. And I suggest we take additional questions and opportunities for networking and exchanges over the dinner. I'm mindful of time. I think we should have concluded the session by this time. But to be honest, if I'm allowed to take the KPI of a delayed end of this session as a success factor, I would like to actually say that I'm happy that we are late for a session like this, because it means there is room and potential to discuss, actually, and that's very important. And I can only highly encourage exchanges and questions over the dinner. Before we close, I think it's important to show commitment from the organizations which are part of this initiative. I am sure commitment is there even without being spelled out on an occasion like this, but it's important for us to mark the moment and to actually express such commitment. It will be 2 minutes per organization, and let's try to stick to the time. Dear winners of the award, I kindly invite you to remain on stage, and that's not a punishment. This is because, and it's done on purpose, we thought a bit, how do we organize? Do we call now the organizations on stage to give the speech? I think the stage is for you today. The organizations are there around you to recognize the merits of yourselves as individuals and the companies and authorities, organizations you are coming from. And for us, it's up to each of the supporting organizations to state a message of support. So please remain on stage still under the positive spotlight. And I would like then to invite entity by entity to provide a 2-minute, but really 2-minute message in the context of what I have just explained. Joachim, can I start with you, please?
Well, thank you, Wano, and also congratulations from me to the winners of this prestigious prize. Now, the presentations by the winners show the great benefits that we can reap by increasing gender equity in rail. But we also heard it from my Director General, Magda Kopczynska, that these examples are promising, but more efforts are needed to reach gender equity. This is why the Commission is not only committed to supporting this award, it is also committed to supporting and to challenge the rail industry to make more efforts in this respect. And now the commitment parts, I mean, what better commitment than a word from my Commissioner? So Commissioner for Mobility and Transport, Apostolos Tzitzikostas, has asked me to relate the following to you. Promoting greater participation of women in the rail sector benefits the entire industry and its passengers. This award reminds us that railways must be open and fair to everyone in how we design trains, build them and run them. When more women join and take part, rail becomes stronger, more modern and better at serving society. So these are the words not of me, but of Commissioner Tzitzikostas. With that, I pass it on to the next organization.
Thank you very much, Joachim. It's quite tight here, but we are managing. We move on, Emily, to you. So that's Ale, and you are very much welcome back, Emily, to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to say first, congratulations to the winners. So my name is Emily, and I'm here on behalf of ALE, which is our Federation of European Train Drivers Unions. So ALE represents thousands of train drivers across Europe, working together to strengthen our profession and give a collective voice to those on the front lines of rail. Our participation in these awards is especially meaningful because we believe it is vital to highlight young talent and, in particular, to give greater visibility to women in rail. This is not only about celebrating our individual achievements, but also showing the important role of train drivers that play in the future of sustainable mobility. At ALE, we are committed to fighting for the rights of our colleagues, from economic and social protections to family reunification and fair working conditions. And at the same time, we know how powerful it is to showcase role models who inspire the next generation, especially young women who may not yet see themselves represented in this profession. That is why we are so proud to support these awards and why we are excited to continue promoting our profession and participating in this important initiative in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emily Simmons from ALE. And now the floor goes to Unife and Enovibe, please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Diwana, I'm so afraid of not keeping these 2 minutes now because I know how strict Diwana can be. Ladies and gentlemen, For too long, our sector has carried the cliche of being old-fashioned and very male-dominated. But the reality today is actually changing. I think this is quite positive. So we as the rail supply industry, we're driving Europe's green and digital transformation. And this offers actually quite a lot of new forward-looking modern jobs. And this ranges from engineering, research, digitalization, artificial intelligence, project management, customer service. And we know that talent has no gender. But I want to be very honest, the world is not perfect. So I admit as well that there are barriers remaining. And I think we heard from a couple of challenges today, but I'm very happy that we have this award here. The room could be a bit more populated, I have to say. That would be a nicer message, but I think that's a good start. For next time, I think it would be nice to have more. At Unifi, representing the rail supply industry, we are very proud to contribute to this transformation. I've been executive director since 1.5 years, and this is something very important for me. But we are here at the Railway Safety Conference as well, and this transformation of culture is very challenging. For us, this inclusiveness is not just a value, but a necessity for competitiveness and for innovation. I want to address 2 personal remarks because this rail safety culture helped, or these conferences here helped me quite a lot. Michaela and Barbara, I found your presentations over the last year. It's very inspiring, and I want to say that has helped me a lot in my new management function, because this is not only about the safety culture, but we saw Michaela's presentation today. You can adapt it actually to management, to making a change in your company. I found the Italian presentation from the, if I may still say so, from the colleagues, or former colleagues now from my point of view, from the FS group very interesting. Discrimination is a complete no-go, and I want to say, and this is very important for me since I became the Director General of Unifi, that I would like to add to this, and this is in my mandate, this is very important for me, that for me, in my association, and that should be for the rail supply industry as well as for the entire sector, discrimination is a complete no-go. But I want to extend it. It's not only gender, it is race, it is sexual orientation, it is religion as well. And I think this is something I would like to underline. And to break cliches, and I think we heard it here a lot, this is really how we can ensure that the rail sector is not only a pillar of Europe's future, and we heard it from the Irish colleague, we are competing actually for the best talents. And I would like to see us, sorry now to address the rail operating community, but I would like to see the rail supply industry, of course in particular, as a top employer. And this is very important for us. That's why I'm very grateful for all the impulses we got here. We're taking this on board because I definitely want to be the top employer and the choice for everyone.
Thank you very much, Enno. We move to CER, and Adriano, I think it's you. Alberto was there as well, but I suppose he had to leave. We are late.
Yeah, thank you all. Indeed, I'm here representing CR, the Community of European Railways and Infrastructure Companies. Alberto had to leave, but asked me to take his place. So we are very happy to be here. We are very happy to participate to this project. 2 particular things that I would like to flag of the winners of the project that won this award. First, and what I really appreciated, that the project that were presented were concrete, were practical, were fact-based. That's exactly what we need. So not just paper, but real concrete example of what we could do to improve gender balance. So congratulations for this. And also congratulations in a way to all of us, because I think that we can see that there is a variety of people, a variety of companies represented here. It's a shared responsibility across the entire value chain. So it's universities, foundations, railway companies, the suppliers. That's very, very interesting, I think. It's something to take. It means that we can work together. It's a shared responsibility across the value chain, institution, all together to work to improve gender balance. So congratulations to all winners, but congratulations to all candidates. Indeed, today we are here to celebrate the winners. We will celebrate tonight. We will have toast together. But yes, I had the opportunity to see all the projects, all the candidates, and a great project that goes into the right direction. As of course representing CR, I'm very happy to see that some of our members received prizes tonight. And I think that this is also the results of the Women in Rail agreement that was mentioned earlier today. Good progress, but indeed there is much more work to do. We totally agree on that. We totally share this point. We will try to do our homework to improve gender balance. So congratulations to everybody, and thank you very much, Joanna.
Thank you very much, Adriano Di Curzio, for CER. And well acknowledged the reference to the agreement. We are very happy to have it mentioned and promoted in this forum. I pass the floor to Europe's Rail Joint Undertaking. Codruța Băstucescu, please. The floor is yours.
Thank you. And I'm delighted to be here on behalf of Europe's Rail Joint Undertaking. First of all, congratulations to all the winners and the participants. Let me tell you that the work and achievements we've heard about in more detail today are absolutely inspiring. And I'm saying this not only as a juror, but also as a woman engineer who are passionate about rail. So out of all the transport modes, I guess rail is in the most desperate need for young talent and especially women. But how would our young people know that rail is actually a very exciting field unless we tell them? It's exactly what you have all been doing in your work. But young people also need to be guided through this complex rail world. They need to be given opportunities, they need to be recognized for their work, and they also need to be allowed to fit their personal lives within their career journeys. Digital revolution is now changing the rail as well, not only other industries. Very often in rail, it swaps hammers for more sophisticated hardware and software. So I think now is the time to make a change in rail in terms of young people and women. So please keep doing what you're doing and keep inspiring others. I think we need to hear more about stories like yours. And because, you know, our complex rail system needs not only fancy trains and infrastructure, it also needs very diverse and strong multidisciplinary professional networks so we can keep our rail system running efficiently, sustainably, and safely, of course, so we can keep our Europe moving for the generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Codruța, and thanks a lot to Europe's Rail for their strong support and participation. Before I give the floor to myself and we could wrap up, two small elements to mention. One is that EIM, who have been actively involved in this process, do apologize for not being present. The second element, I would like to give for 2 minutes the floor to Agnieszka Lewoka from the let's say, host country association of Women in Rail, an initiative which we value a lot. And I would like, despite the time constraints, Agnieszka, if you agree, to come to the stage and give us an intervention on your initiative.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to start, of course, by congratulating all participants on this wonderful award. It's definitely a huge tribute to your talents, to your passions, to your ideas, to your hard work. This definitely is not the end, but it's probably supporting you in new initiatives and new ideas and next projects. It's also a huge support for new generation, and to look at you, at your example, it will definitely inspire young generations, and definitely inspired me when I was listening to that, and I will definitely would like to talk to you and use your ideas and projects in a new project which I had a chance to bring into in Poland, and I'm very excited and very happy to share with you information that in recent weeks we have incorporated in Poland the association Women in Rail. And I, of course, will not, given a time strength, will not talk about the strategy we took and initiatives we think about, but I want to tell you a bit about our vision. You know, the vision came basically from the structure of the rail, when we see how complex, how complicated, how big this rail world is, starting with infrastructure, going through the fleet management, fleet operations, rail operators, logistics and terminals. We see that we in rail have a huge number of professions, of expert knowledge, of requirements, and everything has to be covered and work parallel in order for the rail to smoothly operate. And this gave me idea how the association should look like. And in our team, we have representatives of the companies from basically each part of the rail. You can name it, we have it. And we don't have to prove anything, because we have women who have been, including myself, for over 20 years in the business. And we proved our skills, our knowledge and our expertise already working in this business. And I think it's our really strength and power we want to use to develop our association and to work for the benefit of rail and, of course, for the benefit of women. And our motto is that we want to go there where others are still drawing maps. And I think it speaks for itself. We want to be innovative, we want to be brave, we want to participate in all initiatives on the market. And we want it not because we want it, but we are sure that we can perform, we have skills, we have knowledge, we can do it. And it's not about that we want to fit women into the rail, but we want to act and transform the rail into the world where women feel appreciated, comfortable, smart enough, and where our knowledge and skills are used. And with that, I thank you very much. And once again, I congratulate it with all my heart to the winners.
Thank you very much, Agnieszka. On a closing note, and I will impose the 2 minutes on myself as well, for the next occasion, I think I have 2 takeaways. We either extend the time allocated, or we send myself to a time management course, or a combination of the 2. I'm happy to acknowledge the failure on the time management, but I'm very happy for the good quality of the discussions. From the agency side, moving a bit to what I said in the morning, I want to move from papers to facts and to reality. And that works for diversity and gender equity itself as well. The agency is a signatory of any kind of declaration and platform that we consider relevant for gender equity and diversity in general. But that's not enough. What we are running at the agency for some time now is a very ambitious organizational culture change program, which we call Better Together, which has very strong modules related to diversity, and that's inward looking, but it's also looking at the connection with all the stakeholders in the railway domain. And that's an ambition that we will pursue absolutely at high speed and with a lot of passion at agency level. If I try to conclude from our very useful discussions today. Congratulations to you winners. We will have the chance to say that again this evening. Congratulations to all participants and organizations here. I have the following takeaways. One is that it takes an ecosystem to allow for initiatives like this to exist, to grow and to multiply. And that ecosystem, as you have said before, mean policies at national level and European level, of course, policies at organizational level, and motivation at the individual level and teams. So that's a full ecosystem which we need to boost. The second element, it takes a critical mass to move forward. And you have said before, when we have women in management positions, high leadership positions, that's a boost to actually work on strategies to mainstream the initiatives. I would even say it takes a critical mass involving women and men equally to push for that process. Third takeaway, it takes us all to understand that we are facing very important developments, challenges, opportunities, whatever we call them ahead, in terms of how our society will look like. And we talk about digitalization, we talk about an aging society, and our power and strength is to have a diverse workforce to tackle all those challenges. And on a last note, I would like to underline that women are competent. For competent women, it takes a change in the organizational culture to fight the bias and sometimes the unconscious bias. And that's for us an important challenge to tackle all together, women and men. And it's important, of course, to accompany that with ambitious programs which bring more girls and, I would say, more diverse participants in the schooling and education system, including high-level education and research. And with these takeaways, I would like to close the session thanking all of you for the patience and reminding that we need to be punctual at 7:30 p.m. at the restaurant for the dinner. Thank you very much.